My name is Debbie. I am an art teacher. I'm married and I have a 1-year-old boy. I want to just welcome you guys to my channel. This is a first for me, so we'll see how this goes. So I just wanted to share the reason for this channel, a little bit about myself, and kind of what to expect to see moving forward. So since September, my husband and I, we've been exploring the idea of moving overseas. Both him and I, we are third culture kids, meaning the first culture is, we're both Americans, but we both grew up in a different culture overseas. We both grew up in different countries. We met in college. And so from those two cultures, we create a third culture. So that's what third culture kid sort of means. So since September, we've been kind of thinking about moving overseas because we've just had this itch to do something new, to be in a new culture, new language, new food, just something different than this Midwest Indiana life. And especially after having a kid, our first, he just turned a year old a couple weeks ago, which is really exciting. Since having him, we've been really thinking about and talking about, what do we want our life to look like? Do we want it to look like what it does now, or do we want something different? And is it okay to do something different than the normal, 9-to-5 job and having your kid in daycare or being a stay-at-home mom? What can we do different? What is our ideal life like? And how can we actually live it? So as we were talking, I just really missed cultures, and I love languages. I grew up bilingual, really trilingual, because I learned French in the school that I was in, and I really wanted something different. And to be honest, being a stay-at-home mom, I love it, but I'm a very social person. I get energy from being around people, and I wanted to start working. And so, again, we just wanted to try something new. So we started to look for ways that we can move overseas with jobs, because obviously we want to be, good adults and, providing for our family, etc., etc. And since I'm an art teacher, I have that education background. That's what I went to college for. But I'm also currently, since our son's been born, I've been teaching English online to Chinese students through the company VIP Kid, which, if you need my referral code, I will put it in the description box below. Or you can ask me more about that. I love it. What I love about it, kind of a side note, is I get to teach early in the morning before my son even wakes up. So I've worked for the day already. And I don't have to worry about driving somewhere or getting childcare or anything. So I personally love it. So if you want to ask me more questions about VIP Kid, go for it. And so we were kind of looking at, ways that I can teach overseas. Because I was doing VIP Kid, I figured, I'll look into ESL jobs, so English as a second language. And so we were kind of researching what are the best countries to go to that have the best benefits, the best pay, best experience, etc. I've researched a ton about it, and from what I've learned is that the Asian countries had the best benefits and best pay because they really value education. Not saying that other countries don't get me wrong, but they tend to, want good native English speakers for their children to learn English. And so from those Asian countries like China, Japan, Korea, all of that, I felt the most comfortable, most familiar with Korea. Even though I teach Chinese students online, I grew up with Korean friends. I had a Korean roommate in high school. I just felt more familiar with that culture. And so we started looking into Korea. And from that, I went on YouTube like crazy. I'm sure like what you are doing. And I found a lot of videos of people that are going over to Korea to teach English. Now, I'll kind of explain and the reason why I'm starting my channel. As we were doing the research, my wife's sister, who's also a teacher, gave me that little tidbit of wisdom of saying, hey, you already have this art education degree and teaching license. Why not look into international schools while, to move over to Korea? Not only, is it your degree anyways, what you're trained to do, but they would pay better and have better benefits for you anyways. So why not look into that as your first, plan A? And if you can't find an international school job, then do your English teaching plan B option, because, which again, from her wisdom, when I looked it up, I was like, oh yeah, duh, international schools pay way better, yeah, it's just overall better option. And then, the ESL would be a plan B, because for international school, you need to have a teaching license, you need to have an education degree, whereas with the ESL job, all you really need is a college degree. It could be in anything. It could be in, English literature, or it could be in, environmental science, or, something. It could be in anything, and you can become an ESL teacher in Korea. Their requirements are usually you have to have a degree, you have to be a native English speaker, and what they're starting to actually really want is a TEFL or TOEFL, some sort of English as a second language certification. So I already have those things, but why not go for the international school job first? So when I started looking into that, specifically for international schools, what I kept finding online on YouTube specifically, because I'm a visual person and I like watching videos, what I found a lot was there were a lot of videos of people teaching English, and a lot of times they were single people moving over there. As I was looking, I couldn't really find videos that really pertained to us. So, first off, going to international school, not just a English school. So when I was looking up videos, I was able to find a lot of videos of people going to teach English in Korea, but not necessarily videos for going over there to teach at an international school. And so the reason why I'm starting this channel is for two reasons. I want to create videos that are specific for people that want to teach at international schools, I guess in Korea, because that's my experience. It could, I'm sure, relate to other international schools. And, the process behind that, what kinds of paperwork you have to have. What is the Skype interview process like? Things to think about, things to ask, or things to look for in a school before you say yes. And then the second reason is, as a young family, what do we need for that moving process? Because, again, when I was looking even for trying to find things specific for families with, a 1-year-old, so when we move there, it'll be mid-July, he'll be 1.5. What is that like? What are things that we have to pack? And a lot of the videos that I found were of nomadic families. So families where the parents are working remotely, so they may live in Thailand for a few months. They may then move over to Mexico for a few months. They may go to France for a few months. It's more like a minimal living out of your backpack kind of style, whereas we are moving long term. So we're going over there for a 2-year contract, if not longer if we love it, which we probably will, but we'll see. So I couldn't really find videos pertaining to a long-term move with a family. So the reason why I'm starting this channel is for those two main reasons. If you're someone that wants to move overseas to work at international school, let me know below and where you're moving to, or what you're thinking of, or what kind of teacher you are. And then if you're a young family, you may have 1 kid or 2 kids or 3 kids, great. We're planning on growing our family as well. What is that like? What are things that we need to pack? What kind of process do we do with our, getting a passport for our baby? Things to pack, or what things can we find in that culture or in that country? So different things like that, I hope I get to answer. Please let me know in the comments what you would like to see in this channel, what kinds of questions you would want answered. I have a whole list of things that I found myself continually typing into YouTube to find answers, and found, I either found a snippet of an answer, or I couldn't find an answer that I want to make videos of. So I hope you like this, and I'm not sure exactly how often I will make these videos. I don't want to make a promise that I can't keep, but I want to start now before we have moved, so that it's all fresh in my mind of what the process is really like. So I hope you enjoy. Bye.